want to head to class, okay?
Right after saying that, I dashed into the restroom. Time to transform. I wear my glasses, let my hair down, and throw on a white coat. Done! I stepped out, but didn't head back to class. I went the other way, straight to the nurse's office. Hey there, I'm Rumi. I'm 17, totally normal high schooler, and part-time student nurse. Wanna know why? Like and subscribe to my channel. It all started the moment I fell for Jinu, the guy from the class next door. I saw him trying to save this tiny kitten from a big, angry dog. He ended up diving into a trash bin to escape. But that smile he gave while holding the kitten made my heart legit skip a beat. After asking around, I found out Stery, who was my buddy from art club, was also Jinu's best friend. So I got close to Stery. He was super nice, and thanks to him, I gathered a few key facts. Word was Jinu liked bold, spicy girls. So I changed up my style, planning a grand entrance. But then my heel gave out, and I fell hard right in front of him. Still, I wasn't giving up. I followed him to the diner where he worked, and just my luck, I caught his boss yelling at him for dropping a plate. I jumped in to defend him, and yeah, he got fired.
Who even are you? Why do you keep following me?
I'm Rumi. I like you. So?
So you got me fired. I've had enough. Stop following me.
He stormed off. Before I could even say sorry, I was crushed. Luckily, I had Stery to vent to cheer me up. Stery invited me to Jinu's basketball game. It was intense as Jinu was losing his edge.
Rumi, cheer for him, it might help.
Let's go! Jinu, you got this!
Jinu turned to look at me, so I cheered louder, but it didn't help. He kept getting blocked, then suddenly fell, clutching his leg. Eventually, the match stopped, and they carried him to the nurse's office. I overheard his teammates whispering,
I think he got distracted after hearing that voice.
Yeah, hope he's okay though.
Wait, was it my fault? I just wanted to help, but I kept messing things up. He must hate me. I wanted to visit Jinu, but I was scared he'd kick me out. After thinking hard, I came up with a disguise myself as a nurse and sneak in. I mean, he wouldn't recognize me, right? I tiptoed into the nurse's office. No one else was there. And I spotted Jinu on the far bed. I was just about to go over when.
You must be Rumi, the new student nurse.
Ugh, of all people. I slowly turned around. Her stern face made my legs go jelly.
First day and you're already late. Watch it next time.
I'm so sorry. It won't happen again.
That boy has a small sports injury. If he wakes up, ask if he needs help. I'll be back soon to walk you through the tasks.
Just then, I noticed a girl peeking through the doorway, waving me over.
I'm Rumi, the actual student nurse. Why are you pretending to be me?
What the fudge? I got caught by the real deal.
I had no choice but to come clean. That's the story. I didn't mean anything bad. I'll leave now. No, wait. Can you help me cover for 2 weeks? Huh? My idol's farewell concert is abroad, and I have to go. Please? I know you want to get closer to your crush too.
Okay, that sounded so worth it. So, of course I said yes. After saying bye to Rumi, I headed into the nurse's office and saw Jinu still asleep. My eyes drifted down to his bandaged leg, and the guilt hit me like a truck. I couldn't hold it in. I started crying.
Hey, why are you crying?
I saw you got hurt and freaked out a little.
You're kinda weird. Are you the new nurse?
Yep, my name is Rumi. You feeling any better?
A bit. Still kinda sore though.
Hold on, I'll grab you some painkillers.
I scrambled through the cabinet like crazy.
Whoa. Relax. I'm not dying. You're acting like the building's on fire.
Well, duh. I was worried about you.
The head nurse said his injury wasn't too bad. He'd just need bandage changes for a few days. So I looked up how to wrap wounds like a real nurse. But let me tell you, doing it for real was way harder than it looked.
Ah, can you go easy?
I'm sorry. I'll be gentler, I swear.
It's okay, really. You cry so easily, huh?
The whole vibe suddenly felt kinda awkward.
Jinu!
I nearly jumped out of my skin. I sprang to my feet. Stery walked over and gently nudged me aside.
If you're done, let's head to class. I'll help you up.
Yeah, see you later.
I waved goodbye while Stery kept rushing Jinu out. For a second, it felt like Stery gave me a weird look, but that couldn't be right. Stery is usually super chill. The next day, I was walking down the hallway when Stery popped out of nowhere.
Bad news. Jinu's getting close to the new nurse. If you don't make a move soon, you're gonna lose your shot.
I couldn't exactly say I was the nurse he was talking about.
Honestly, I think Jinu might be into her.
Wait, he likes the nurse?
2 weeks flew by. Jinu's leg was fully healed, and he texted me asking if I wanted to have dinner to thank me. At the same time, Rumi messaged, saying she was back and on her way to school. While waiting in the nurse's office, Stery suddenly burst in and grabbed my wrist. Down at the field, a guy was curled up, clearly in pain. My hands were shaky, and my brain just blanked. I'd never handled a real sports injury before. Everyone was yelling at me to help, and I had no clue what to do. My hands were shaking as I called Rumi.
Rumi, get to the field now. A student's hurt and needs help. Hurry up!
Luckily, Rumi had just arrived at school. She rushed over to the field and gave the guy first aid. Everything turned out fine in the end, but then I noticed everyone staring at me, eyes full of suspicion.
Who are you? If you're a nurse, why don't you know basic first aid?
Stery yanked off my glasses.
Rumi, you've been pretending to be a nurse?
I have no clue how to explain myself. The whole scene got so loud, it caught the attention of the school monitor. And yeah, that's how Rumi and I got dragged to the principal's office. We got absolutely roasted.
Do you understand how dangerous it is to impersonate medical staff? What happened today is the perfect example. You'll both face serious consequences.
Then the door flew open and Jinu walked in.
Sir, please. I hope you'll go easy on them. Nothing bad actually happened, and Rumi really took good care of me when I was injured.
Thanks to Jinu, the principal agreed to lighten the punishment. I got assigned 1 month of community service, and Rumi had to extend her probation period. Honestly, that was way better than I expected. What a lucky break. I rushed after Jinu. It was finally time to come clean.
I'm sorry for lying to you. I really just wanted to take care of you. I was scared you'd be mad, so I didn't know what else to do.
At first, I was super shocked, but after hearing why you did it, I mean, you just wanted to help. I can't really be mad about that.
But right then, Stery suddenly showed up with this stormy look on his face.
How can you just forgive her? You hate being lied to.
Sometimes the reason behind the lie matters more, and it was Rumi. That's why it was easy to forgive her.
That doesn't sound like you at all.
Something about Stery's whole vibe felt off. I needed to talk to him alone. I found him sitting by himself behind the schoolyard, staring at a drawing. I walked over and froze. It was a sketch of Stery and Jinu. Everything suddenly clicked. He flinched when he saw me and tried to tuck it away.
I already saw it.
So if you figured it out. Yeah, I like Jinu, even though I knew nothing would ever happen.
So from the start, you never really planned to help me?
That's right. Everything I told you about Jinu was a lie. I even started suspecting you were the nurse after seeing how weird you acted that day, so I exposed you on purpose. But after everything today, I get it now. No matter what I do, I can't stop Jinu from liking you. I'm sorry, for all of it.
I'm not angry, and I promise this day is between us, just the two of us.
Thank you.
I watched him walk away and honestly hoped he'd find his own happiness. So yeah, it's been 6 months since Jinu and I started dating. It feels like a dream. Today we were heading up the mountain for a camping trip, and I was double-checking our stuff.
Food, tent, first aid kit. Am I forgetting anything?
Girl, you forgot us.
I turned around and saw Stery grinning as he walked up with his boyfriend. Under the warm sunlight, our laughter echoed through the trees. Turns out we all found our own kind of happy. And that was the real ending. After 10 years of trying to get pregnant, the woman finally got the great news. But her happiness was short-lived. The doctor looked straight into her eyes and said,
"Ma'am, your baby has Down syndrome."
Months later, she delivered the baby, and it was me, born completely normal and 100% healthy. Everyone said it was a miracle, and that's what my name means. Hi, I'm Nessa from Alabama. But before I continue my amazing story, click like and subscribe. My dad had a mechanics workshop, and I hardly saw him because he worked so much all the time. Even though Mom came from a rich background, she never helped Dad with money.
Isn't that God's will? A man has to sweat and earn his bread and provide for his family. If you want to eat, you better put food on the table.
Once when I was 3, Mom and I visited him at the workshop. He was fixing a car and asking me to hand him the plier. I didn't know what it was, so I just picked up the entire toolbox and put it in front of him. He was shocked.
How did you do that, Nessa?
Just like that, Daddy? It's easy.
Oh my god, you're so strong! Oh, my daughter. No, it's like you're my son!
Why are you looking so happy, idiot? I don't want a manly daughter. Girls aren't supposed to be delicate. This is what I get. After 10 years of waiting, I'm taking her to the doctor.
The doctor said I was exceptionally strong because my muscle strength and testosterone levels were higher than most girls. But Mom just kept calling me a freak. She decided to leave me with Dad every day at work to help him make more money. 2 years later, Mom gave birth to my little sister, Ella. But she was born with the Down syndrome the doctors had predicted for me. The minute we saw Ella, Dad and I were in love with her, and we made sure she didn't feel different growing up. But Mom just couldn't stop complaining about us.
Why is God so mad at me? First, you came out really weird, and now Ella. I must have done something terrible in my life that I'm getting punished for.
She was trying to feed Ella as she whined nonstop. And suddenly, Ella spat out all the food on her face. Gosh, I loved that kid. Mom also didn't allow us to watch YouTube videos because she said it was a sin to do anything fun. She blocked YouTube. But I found an amazing app that can solve it. I took Ella to my room, and we watched videos all night long. One day, when I was at Dad's workshop, a bus suddenly stopped in front of us, and a man jumped off.
Oh my god, girl! Are you for real? You just lifted those big tires all by yourself? I'm already seeing you as an Olympic weightlifting champion.
The man introduced himself as a sports coach and asked me to join his school in California. He also gave Dad his card and said he'd be waiting for us to tell him when we could leave. Dad was so excited for me, and I felt like I'd just won the lottery. But when I told Mom, she flipped out.
Are you crazy? I'm not trusting a stranger and leaving the place and the wealth God's given me here. No one is going anywhere.
I was super bummed at Mom's reaction, but then little Ella came up to me with a solution.
What if Mom has nothing? Let's throw all her money away.
OMG, Ella, you're a genius. Yes, let's donate Mom's money to charity. I found a charity organization and filled out all the forms online. But suddenly, I started to lose my nerve. Maybe this isn't such a good idea, Ella. I don't think we should do this.
Yes, we should.
With that, she clicked on enter, and in a second, Mom lost all her money. Even Dad's workshop was in her name, and it was gone. She threw the biggest tantrum ever and even threatened the organization to return her money. But they refused, and there was nothing she could do about it. Angry and frustrated, she finally agreed to the last option, going to Cali. And she never knew it was us. When we got there, the coach showed us a small house for rent. He also assured us that he'd get special scholarships for Ella and me, and we'd be going to the same school.
How can you be happy about this, Nessa? You know how Ella is. What am I supposed to do? Go to school with her and guard her from the bullies?
You don't need to do that, Mom. I'll handle it. She's mine. On the first day of school, I dropped Ella in her classroom. When I entered mine, I saw no teacher there, but a girl was catwalking in front of everyone. As I tried to slide past her, she stepped on my foot with her pointed heels. I yelped in pain, but she started yelling at me instead of saying, "Sorry."
You idiot! Why did you bomb my show? I was rehearsing for the beauty pageant contest.
Oh, your show. I thought this was a classroom, not a stage.
Well, you thought wrong. I'm the queen of the school, and I make the rules. And I say the whole world's my stage.
Wow, she seemed crazy and really full of herself. Later that day, Ella and I were eating lunch in the cafeteria when Auntie came over and said we were sitting at her table. Just then, she saw Ella and she started laughing.
Oh, you didn't say you have a sister? Well, I can see why. I mean, you must be so embarrassed by her.
Shut up, Auntie. You're just embarrassing yourself.
You can't talk to me like that. I told you, I'm the queen here, the hottest girl in school.
Why do you have a fever?
I think she does. Ella, let's help her feel better. And with that, I threw a glass of ice-cold water in her face. The whole cafeteria burst into laughter, while Auntie screamed and stormed off. So many people thought Ella was adorable and wanted to be friends with her. Meanwhile, I also started weightlifting practice, and the coach was stunned to see me lifting heavier weights than the boys on the team. One day when I came out of the gym, I saw Ella standing with a sad face outside the dance room. I asked her what had happened, and she cried out,
I don't want to be here. These girls are mean. They don't want me on the team.
I barged into the dance room, and I wasn't surprised to see Ansi there. Hey, why did you tell my sister she can't be on the dance team? What's wrong with her?
What's wrong? Are you blind? It's obvious she can't do fast moves with us, and we don't have forever to teach her. Now be off with your DD dumb sister.
I totally lost it. I walked over to their sound system, pushed over the big speakers, and wrenched out all the wires. As Ella and I walked out, she turned around and locked the door from the outside. That was an awesome moment. But we got caught and ended up in detention. And Mom went nuts when she found out.
God, I knew this would happen. Ella is not like everyone, and she can't be with everyone. You were unkind to that girl, and that makes you two sinners. I'm going to go pray now. I don't want to go to hell with you.
Our daughters are not unkind. I'm sure there was a good reason.
But before he could finish, Mom just pushed him aside and stormed off. Mom is just terrible. The next day at school, I looked for Ella during recess and I couldn't find her anywhere. I was running all over the place, feeling panic rise inside. Where could she be? Just then, I spotted a grand piano in the corridor, blocking the janitor's closet. As I stepped closer, I heard Ella crying out for help. Oh my God! Ella, I'm here! I'll get you out, sweetie! With one big push, I swept the piano out of the way and opened the door. Poor Ella came tumbling out in my arms, crying like crazy.
Ansi told me to go inside.
I was gonna destroy that witch. I stormed off to the dance room with Ella, and before I could get to Ansi, Ella ran straight at her, pushing her aside. They both landed on the floor, and just then, a beam fell off the roof exactly where Ansi was standing seconds ago. Oh my God, Ella had just saved Ansi.
I saw it was falling, so
How dare you touch me, you moron! I don't want your disease rubbing off on me!
That was the last straw. I walked up to Ansi and gave her a hard slap. You're a heartless bully, Ansi. You think she's weaker than you, so you pick on her. But here, she is saving your stupid butt after everything you've done. She's got more heart and strength than you ever will. And you could learn a thing or two from her. We all could. Because Ella is freaking amazing. Just then, I turned to see lots of kids had followed us into the dance room, and they were all clapping and cheering for Ella. Everyone started to boo Ansi, and she ran off crying. When we got home, I couldn't wait to tell our parents what a hero Ella had been. But we found the two fighting loudly.
I'm not putting up with your embarrassing daughters anymore. My church friends say they are weirdos. Do you know how that makes me feel? I'll stay only if we give them up for adoption. Decide.
That is the easiest decision I've ever had to make. You're a selfish, horrible woman, and you don't know how to love anyone. So please, for the love of God, get out.
Wow! Dad finally spoke up. Mom shouted and cried, but Dad just threw her bags out on the street, and our lives at home became so much happier. The next day when we were leaving school, Ansi suddenly leapt out from behind a tree and spat at Ella. I was about to attack her, when suddenly a well-dressed man stepped in and grabbed Ansi's arm.
What did I just see? Ansi, I can't believe it! How could you be so cruel to this child? You're grounded for a very long time, and you're off the dance team.
Dad, you can't do that!
Keep talking, and I'll ask the principal to expel you myself. Apologize now.
Well, the queen bee finally bowed her head. Also, it turned out that Nancy's dad was a big-shot doctor, and he offered to take over all of Ella's medical bills and help out with any therapy she needed. When Mom heard that Ella wouldn't be expensive now, she contacted us by saying that she was sorry, and she always knew we were special. But we told her to leave us alone. After a year of training, the coach said it was my time to shine. He entered me into many weightlifting competitions, and my medal collection has just begun. And I always have my biggest supporter cheering me on.
Hello, I'm Lily from Estonia. I grew up in an orphanage with my brother Joe. He's 2 years older than me, and we're total opposites. But before I continue, please like and subscribe, and you might get a kiss from your true love. My big brother Joe had shiny blonde hair and blue eyes, and he always got all the attention.
Look at this gorgeous kid.
He's so beautiful.
But I was the opposite. I had dark hair and dark brown eyes, and my skin wasn't as fair, and no one ever said I was pretty. They hardly noticed me at all. Joe was tall and outgoing, and everybody liked him. I was short for my age, and the mean girls loved to tease me.
Oh, poor Lily. She's just so ugly. How does it feel to be a loser with a perfect brother?
But Joe always had my back.
Maybe you should learn to respect others.
Oh, for you, Joe, I'll learn anything. I'll learn how to respect others and how to cook and clean. I'll even learn how to give birth.
You don't learn how to give birth? You just give birth.
I agree. You're right. You're so smart. See, Joe, I learned my lesson. I respected her. Now love me, Joe, please.
In school, things weren't much better. Joe was super smart and almost a genius.
Joe, that's amazing. A perfect score.
I could barely pass my exams, and I had a hard time paying attention in class. Sometimes I'd talk to the other kids when I wasn't supposed to, and I got out of my seat and I ran around the room, but I couldn't help it.
Lily, sit down.
Most of the teachers didn't like me at all. One time, I was in grumpy old Miss Koppel's class, and I really had to go to the bathroom.
The break just ended 2 minutes ago. You couldn't go then. Oh, wait, you were busy. The only thing you do in school, no bathroom for you.
But it's an emergency. Miss Koppel didn't budge. I tried to hold it, but a minute later, I peed my pants. Joe caught me crying in the hallway.
What's wrong?
Miss Koppel wouldn't let me go to the bathroom. Joe's face turned bright red, and he stormed into Miss Koppel's class.
You stinky witch. Maybe a bitter old lady like you shouldn't be teaching. You should be at home fighting with your husband, who's lost his hearing because of your constant screaming and will go blind soon, looking at your hideous face.
Miss Koppel sent Joe to the principal's office, and he got detention for 2 weeks. I felt so bad. I'm sorry. I'm weird and stupid and always causing trouble.
Don't say that about yourself, Lily. None of that is true.
Yes, it is. You're just pretending it's not. Don't worry about me and my problems. I'll handle them on my own. You don't have to be my big brother anymore.
No way. I'll always be your big brother, and I'll always have your back no matter what. And one day, I hope you'll see how special and smart and beautiful you are.
Joe hugged me, and I cried like a big baby. Then one day, the most amazing thing happened. We were adopted by a really nice couple. They had a big house. Joe and I got our own rooms and new clothes. They even enrolled us in a fancy school. I was nervous at first because school was still hard and I always got distracted. I was scared that my new teachers would hate me too. But then, my new parents took me to the doctor.
Lily has ADHD, which means she's a bit hyperactive and has trouble paying attention. But she's a smart girl. Her IQ is well above average.
I went to therapy for a while to help me learn to stay focused. It was difficult at first, but Joe and my parents were really supportive, and eventually, I got better. I started getting A's on my tests, and I even won Student of the Month for best behavior. When Joe and I reached high school, our lives totally changed. One day, Joe and I were hanging out at the mall when a strange woman ran up to us.
Your face is a work of art. Have you ever thought of being a model?
Not really,
Stick with me, darling. I'm gonna make you a star.
The woman was a modeling agent. Joe signed a contract with her, and soon, every other weekend, he was doing photo shoots all over the city. My life was much better too. My grades were at the top of my class. I had a bunch of new friends. And when I looked in the mirror for the first time, I liked what I saw, especially since my mom always told me how pretty I was and that I should love myself just as I am. I had a newfound confidence, and everyone noticed. Even though Joe and I weren't together all the time, we had our own lives, and that was okay. We were always there for each other. Then one day, our dad got a new job, and we moved across town. Another family, twice as rich as my parents, lived next door, and they had a daughter my age. The moment Joe saw her, he started acting strange. He was really dying to meet her. Oh, love at first sight, something only beautiful people do. Why don't you just go over there and say hello?
Just say hello. It's not that easy. It has to be just right. She's my destiny. She's my true love. We're meant to be.
We started thinking of ways to make them meet. What made it harder was that she was homeschooled. We saw a lot of sophisticated teachers coming and leaving the house. Joe took one of my shirts and went to her house pretending he found it in the yard, and it belonged to the girl. But a maid opened the door and took it. One time, I saw the mystery girl leaving her house, and I started calling out random names. Emily, Sarah, Anna, Amber. But she still didn't look up. A couple of weeks passed, and I thought Joe would have moved on, but he was still determined to meet this girl. He hatched a new plan every day, but none of them worked. I needed a break, so I snuck off to the park to sketch. As I was sketching an oak tree, I heard someone walk up behind me. I turned to see a cute boy smiling at me.
Those are pretty good. Your shading and detail are amazing.
I froze. I'd never shown anyone my drawings before.
I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
The boy's name was Ryan. He was a couple of years older than me, and he was a talented artist. We talked for hours. Every time he looked into my eyes, my heart skipped a beat.
Geez, I'm sorry, I didn't realize it was so late. I have to go.
Maybe we could meet up tomorrow and talk about art.
Sorry, I can't.
I was such a dork. What was I thinking, asking a cute boy like Ryan out? He must already have a girlfriend. I wanted to crawl into a hole. It's okay. Sorry I asked.
No, it's not like that. I'd love to see you again, but I'm leaving for New York tomorrow for art school.
My heart sank.
This doesn't have to be goodbye.
Ryan pulled out one of his sketches from his notebook. He wrote his phone number on the back and gave it to me.
I want you to have it.
I can't take this.
You can give it back when I see you again.
On my walk home, every time I thought about Ryan, I couldn't help but smile. When I was getting close to home, and then I saw something insane. The mystery girl was scaling the side of her house like a cat burglar. I hid behind a tree and texted Joe. But then the girl came charging at me like a maniac. She tried to grab my phone. Give it to me. Let go, you crazy girl. My phone slipped out of my hand, fell to the ground and broke. I was so ma. I turned to yell at her, but then she started bawling like a big baby.
I'm sorry about your phone. I just didn't know what to do.
Her name was Sophia, and her parents made her break up with her boyfriend because he was poor.
They won't let me see him or talk to him. My heart's been ripped to pieces. It hurts so bad. Please make it stop.
Don't cry. Things will be okay.
How?
Thankfully, Joe walked up just then. Sophia took one look at him and got all googly-eyed. Then she got confused.
I can't do this.
Sophia pushed Joe and ran away crying. The next day, Sophia showed up at her door.
What I did to you wasn't cool. I was having a hard time.
If you don't mind me asking, what's wrong?
Well, I'm broken.
Excuse me, if I could just squeeze past you.
Each time life smiles at me, bad things happen. Shortly after, I fell in love with our gardener's son. It was a secret because I knew my parents would never approve. I don't know how, but they found out and things got really bad.
I am so sorry.
If you could just step to the side a bit, I could get out of your way.
And they fired him and his father and forced me to break up with him. Then they took my phone and homeschooled me for a while. My dad is an important politician and he can't risk his reputation. And now every morning I wake up in a puddle of tears.
That's so sad.
Yes, very sad. I've got an idea. Why don't you two be friends? It might make you both feel better. Over the next few months, Joe and Sophia started getting closer, and so did our parents. Joe started dressing in expensive clothes, buying Sophia fancy gifts, and he'd brag to Sophia and her parents about how much money he made modeling. Once, Sophia's parents invited us for dinner.
Oh, neighbors, you have such a strong, confident, independent young man. I bet girls are fighting over him all the time.
Yes, but I have eyes only for one girl.
As Joe looked at Sophia, and she blushed, everyone noticed the two and smiled.
Oh, this is wonderful. We've been so worried about Sophia. I'm so happy she's found someone like you. We had to protect her, you know. She was tricked and manipulated by a dirty, poor boy that stole her heart.
Ugh, poor people. You can't trust any of them. They're all liars and cheats.
That's not true.
Oh, you sweet, naive girl. You'll learn soon enough.
Then Sophia's parents laughed at me, like what I said was some big joke. I'm not naive. You're just wrong. Joe and I used to be poor. We're not liars and cheats. We're not dirty and we're not bad people.
Joe's an exception, of course. Who knew an adopted orphan could be so perfect? You guys hit the jackpot with your son. Your daughter, well, she's now Sophia.
You're right about that, honey.
Joe lowered his head. My parents looked away, and I was about to explode. What's that supposed to mean?
Thank you for the meal. We must get going.
When we got home, my parents sat me and Joe down for a talk.
Joe, we don't want you seeing Sophia anymore.
No, that's not happening. I love her. You can't tell me what to do.
Stop yelling at Dad.
Son, what her parents said about your sister is unacceptable.
They were just joking. They're really nice once you get to know them.
Are you blind? Sophia's parents are jerks. And ever since you've been hanging out with them, you've changed.
If I have to impress Sophia's parents to get their blessing, then I'll do it. True love is worth it, but you wouldn't know anything about love. You've never had a boyfriend, and you look like you sleep in a trash can.
Don't talk to your sister like that.
That's enough. No more Sophia, and that's final.
Then Joe got mad and shoved Dad. Dad fell and hit his head hard on the table. Dad! I rushed to Dad's. He was really hurt. Mom called the ambulance. Then I looked up and saw Joe.
I'm sorry.
Joe ran out of the house. Dad had a minor concussion, and we spent the night in the emergency room. By the time we got back home, all of Joe's things were gone. We heard from the neighbors that he and Sophia moved into her parents' villa in Paris. Dad was weak after the injury, so I helped him out at the office. Staying on top of my schoolwork and helping Dad was tough, but I enjoyed spending more time with him. My parents and I tried calling Joe, but he never answered, which made me really sad. My new friend Ryan always found ways to cheer me up. He sent me funny sketches and YouTube videos. One summer, he came back to town and we sat under the oak tree. We saw a boy and a girl playing on the grass, and I started to cry.
What's wrong?
I miss my brother. He was my best friend and always had my back. I'm scared I'll never see him again.
He's your brother and he could never stop loving you. I'm sure he'll come back to you one day.
Then Ryan handed me a sketchbook, and I drew a picture of me and Joe. Ryan encouraged me to study art, and eventually I started selling my drawings. 5 years later, we got married in a small ceremony in our backyard, and soon after, we had a baby. But there were complications. I felt this horrible pain, and the machine started to beep. As the doctors raced to save me, I cried out, "Joe, my brother Joe, come to me." Then I fainted. I woke up from a coma 2 days later, and when I opened my eyes, I saw Joe and Sophia sitting beside me with tears in their eyes. Joe?
Yes, Lily.
Is that you?
Yes, I'm here. I'm sorry, Lily. I'm so sorry for everything.
I looked up at my parents. They smiled and nodded. I knew from the look in their eyes that they'd forgiven Joe and wanted me to do the same. You broke our promise. You said you'd always have my back, but you chose Sophia and her parents over us.
My parents are just mean and have been controlling my life since forever. We had enough and we couldn't take it anymore. So we left and they cut us off.
But it's been so hard. I couldn't find work. We barely had enough money for food and rent. But I was ashamed to come back and ask for help.
We felt like we broke your family. We didn't want to make things worse.
Then we heard you were in a coma, so we came immediately. I couldn't let you down again. Lily, I'm not asking you to forgive me. I'm asking you to let me earn the privilege to be your big brother again.
You'll always be my big brother. I just wanted to see you. I would have helped you no matter what. Then Joe hugged me, and I hugged him back.